Hi folks, I'm the Bald Guy, and these are Bald Guy Basics. I have a short project video for you today where I'm going to be trying out for the first time a product that not everyone will need, but if you have something metal that needs, and the finish has worn off, Cerama-Coat by Wheeler is a product that you might want to try. Now, what I have here is a bracelet. I wear these magnetic copper bracelets. They help with joint pain, and I'm here to tell you I don't know how it works. I've talked with my doctor. He doesn't know how it works, but they work. But being a cheapskate, I buy the cheaper ones, and this one had a black finish. And the finish wore off, so I painted it. The paint wore off. So I'm going to Cerama-Coat it this morning, which is a ceramic particulate in a paint suspension that you actually bake on the product. Hold with me. What I did this morning is I took my Dremel tool, my high-speed rotary tool, and I have a little steel wire brush, and I just brushed the surface with this. One of the things with the Cerama-Coat, you don't need an incredibly smooth surface, although the brush is pretty smooth, but it will fill in the little valley. So if you have a little grinding marks on it, guess what? It's going to cover it up. You need to shake this stuff for 60 seconds. After you prepare your surface, you need to clean it. Acetone is best. You can use lighter fluid. You want something with no lubrication that will dry and evaporate very quickly. And what I've done is just hang this on a wire here. And I'm in my basement shop, so I don't need a lot of space and or a lot of I got plenty of ventilation here. But what this thing does, you're going to put, you need to let it dry for 20 or 30 minutes, which I have. This needs to be shaken for 60 seconds, they say, which I have. You're going to put a very light coat on it and give it 15 or 20 minutes to dry, and then you come back with a more substantial coat. So of course this video is going to be in segments because you're not going to sit and listen to me talk for 15 minutes, and even I would run out of something to say. But once you're done, I'm going to use an air fryer. If you have a toaster oven or even the main oven of your house, I'm not going to paint the back of this, so I can actually lay it on a pan. And I can put tinfoil down to protect the pan from getting Cerama-Coat on it. But for metal parts, you're going to bake them on for 30 minutes at 300 degrees. Cerama-Coat will also work for plastic, and we all know how many cheap plastic things the finish gets rubbed off. Do the same thing. Clean it, prepare your surface, let it dry, and then put a light coat on and then a heavier coat. Then you're going to bake that on at 200 degrees for about a solid hour. So I'm going to get right to it, and then at the end of my efforts, we'll look and see how it is, and then I might do a follow-up in a day or two after I wear this thing and see how the finish holds up. So bear with me. I'm gonna squirt some on a paper towel here so I can. There we go. All right, there's one surface coat on it, and I'm going to stop there. And then in about 30 minutes, let me see what time it is, 11 o'clock. In about 30 minutes, we'll come back and put in a heavier coat, and I'll make sure that I get the sides covered a little more completely. All right, I'm back. It's been, I don't know, I didn't even look at the clock. It's been 54 minutes. I've been doing some other projects around the house. So we're going to put our second coat, and it's going to be a little heavier coat. And what I'm going to do is just hold up a piece of paper towel behind it. Here's our overspray. So the spray is rather light. I felt of it first, it has a nice texture to it, but we'll let this dry and then we'll put it in the oven. I probably won't record that. I'm going to put it in an oven. I'm going to lay a piece of tin foil down, and since I did not paint the back of this, I'll simply lay it on this because it will be dry, and then I will heat it for 1 hour at 300 degrees for metal. And one of the things I noticed is I just articulated the various joints in there, and it did not freeze up the joints, so I was pleased about that. But we'll come back when the thing is done and give you a final analysis of the Cerama-Coat. This is a product by a company, I can see it better here, named Wheeler. The Cerama-Coat is available on Amazon. I saw 3 or 4 different sellers who had it, and it varied somewhere around the $37, $38, $39 mark. And this is 2025, and with you know, there's new import duties coming into effect. So this stuff, I actually bought this one. This was in a shop down the road here, a little sporting goods shop, and somebody had just traded it in. It was still in the container for 20 bucks. So if you can find it for under $38, $39, you're doing good. But it's pretty handy, and this has got 4 ounces of spray, so you can do several pieces. This would be really good on especially a cheaper finished firearm, a knife even, but you do want some texture. You do want a high polished finish on it. You want it to have some texture to kind of grab hold of. But we'll see you back in after I get this thing baked, and we'll see what it looks like. Hi folks, we're back with a finished product with our Cerama-Coat, and I'm gonna hold it up against this paper towel so you can see it. Now here's the back side, which has the little magnets in it. Now this is I don't know, 40 minutes. Let me look at the time again. It's 1:30 in the afternoon, so I started this at something, what, 11 o'clock? I picked this thing up out of the air fryer, and it was really warm. I don't want to scratch it with a piece of metal because I'm going to use this, but I will wear it for a couple of days, which, you know, you bang it getting in and out of the vehicles, and from the first impression I have of this, I'll scrape it with, I got an Allen wrench here, so I'm not going to scrape it with a blade. And I just scraped it over. I don't see any, I scraped it over right in here. I don't see any abrasion at all. This seems to be a really better than a coat of paint. I don't know how to qualify it other than that. But as I said, the Cerama-Coat is, I'm trying to snap this thing with one hand here. The Cerama-Coat, there we go. And I wear this all the time. I literally even wear it to bed because I have arthritic pain in my shoulders and I'm a side sleeper. So I find that I have much less pain when I wear these things. And as my doctor said, hey, if it works, do it. I probably gave $12 or $15. I just hooked myself on my hook. $12 or $15 for the bracelet. And after wearing it just a few times, you know, you start to notice the abrasions. So I'll be interested to see how the Cerama-Coat holds up. Cerama-Coat by Wheeler. This will do plastic and metal. The difference with plastic, you heat it at a lower heat for a longer period of time. But if you have a reason to restore an old tool, something that has been marred for whatever reason, I can actually see me in my knife making, some of these knives, I just don't like the high gloss finish. I can see me doing the same thing with them. Of course, I would not want to do it with a knife that's already handled. The reason I put a dark, that's Sharpie or spray paint one, the reason I do that is because I couldn't tell from the shape of this. I always thought this was the blade, and I was trying to cut with the back side rather than the front. So I did that to kind of keep myself aware of which end is which. But the Cerama-Coat will offer you the ability to put a semi-permanent. I'm not so impressed yet. You know, I just painted this thing today, so I'll have to see it for 6 months to see if I consider this a truly permanent product. But so far so good. I like the way it applies. I like how evenly the finish is, extremely even, much better than spray paint. It feels over the imperfections in the minor imperfections in the metal. So I've been very pleased with it in terms of how easy this is. This is the very first item that I have done, and I can see I've got some old I've got like a switchblade knife, an auto opener that's a hard polymer plastic, and whatever the coat was on that thing, it just kind of rolled up. So I can see abrading that down with a brush and painting over it and baking it on. So a nice little option for you if you're so interested. I am the Bald Guy. I hope you'll leave us a like, leave us a comment. I really appreciate, I almost never have a negative comment, and when the ones I have had have not been negative, they've just been those, well, they disagreed with me. So I welcome that kind of stuff as long as you're polite. Hope you'll subscribe to the channel, share these with your friends. If you have an idea for a video or a test or something, just remember, I don't spend thousands of dollars. I don't spend hundreds of dollars. I typically don't buy a product just to show you. I buy a product that I'm going to use and then show you. So just kind of keep that in mind. If you want me to get a pink elephant from Zimbabwe, probably not going to happen. But other than that, I'll be glad to do something if it's within my budget and in something that I can use. And I appreciate every one of you who watch, and we'll see you on the next video.